Well, as if the debate in half an hour between the Prime Minister and the Opposition Leader Peter Dutton wasn't going to be tense enough, make or break, particularly for Peter Dutton, who's behind in the polls. Last minute drama, even more pressure on the Opposition Leader. Peter Dutton's father has been rushed to hospital with something serious. Wow. Can you imagine stepping onto the stage in half an hour, fighting for the chance to be Prime Minister, knowing your father's in such a serious condition? Wow. Wow. Well, for the rest of us, there's also something else to consider. This is the first of only 2 debates that Anthony Albanese has so far dared to agree to, and I think that's really pathetic. I mean, we are having to choose between the two guys. We'll have to, they'll be having our future, our economy, our defence, our jobs in their hands for 3 years. We really need to have a law in this country, a law that every election must have at least 3 debates between the 2 main contenders, preferably 4, in fact, as Peter Dutton has wanted for this campaign. We can't have elections decided by which party runs the slickest ads or tells the biggest lies on social media. We've got to take the election out of the hands of the spinners and the advertising gurus and the backroom boys and the spivs and put it in the hands of the leaders who are actually asking for your vote. See them head to head. What's Albanese trying to hide? Well, today we might find out. Tonight. This could be the biggest chance left for Peter Dutton to turn the election back to what really matters. That this government has made Australians poorer, cut our standard of living, left us now with $1 trillion worth of debt, just when the world economy looks like in big trouble. And we know the economy is in strife. Stock market's going crazy around the world. We know because Treasurer Jim Chalmers yesterday was boasting there'll be lots of interest rate cuts after the election. How convenient. Without adding, that's because our economy looks like being clobbered. Now, Peter Dutton was onto that today.
Now, the Treasurer's out there talking about a 50-point reduction in interest rates, which means obviously that he sees a recession coming for our economy. He wouldn't be talking about 50 points as a reduction next month if he didn't believe that there was going to be a significant souring of the Australian economy.
Is Australia heading into recession?
Well, it is under Labor. Obviously, the government just hasn't prepared our economy.
Now, Peter Dutton wasn't exaggerating there, or not much. Anthony Albanese this morning twice refused to deny we did now face a possible recession.
Have you left the budget in a position where government will be able to, be able to adequately respond in the event that there is a global recession?
We have turned what we inherited, which was deficits each and every year, into either surpluses or a lower deficit.
Now, that's dangerously misleading, in fact. The truth is, of course, that Albanese blew a massive windfall that his government got from record prices for minerals and gas. They're coming off and now the money's gone. And Albanese's last budget, just last month, promises instead a decade of deficits and $1 trillion debt next year. It's left us with nothing in the kitty to deal with any troubles ahead. That is very serious. So in half an hour, perhaps your best chance left to compare the 2 men directly and judge which has a plan for our future. As Peter Dutton said this morning, we can now finally focus on the real issue of this campaign.
This election is about who has a better plan to manage our economy in very difficult and uncertain times. Who has the ability to keep our country safe in a very uncertain period in history.
But seriously, we've got just 2 debates to decide something this big, this monumental. That is insane.